the most flawless, full coverage, long-lasting, impeccable foundation routine. Do you want to know what it is? Then keep watching. So, to start off, I use my favorite primer as of right now. I used to hate primers, but this one changed my mind. So this is the Tatcha, the liquid silk canvas primer, and it says that you just need one pump. I use at least two because I have a big forehead, and so I'm gonna just put it here like that. And I don't mind some waste because I don't care. I mean, it's fine. And it smells like weird. It smells weird, but you definitely need like a primer that is high quality and that minimizes your pores, doesn't dry you out, doesn't disrupt the foundation underneath, and that helps with a more long-lasting makeup in general. So this one I feel like is a great option. So I'm gonna finish like smoothing it out on my skin and then wait for 10 minutes for it to truly absorb into the skin, because if it doesn't absorb into the skin and you apply foundation right over it, then it all mixes together and I feel like it just doesn't do its job properly. And I'll come back to you. So as the primer is drying out, I wanted to say something. I washed my face this morning. Contrary to some dermatologist recommendations, I still use a cleanser in the morning, also because otherwise I feel like all of these oils that my skin produced during the night, if I wear makeup, obviously, if I don't wear makeup, then I don't wash my face with anything but water, because I want my like natural oils to act as a protection layer when I go outside. But if I do wear makeup, then I have to use a cleanser, otherwise it just doesn't lay well on the skin. And I actually use it twice, and I use clean paper towels to dry my face afterwards, and I brush my teeth like before I cleanse my face, obviously, to avoid the toothpaste being like here after I already used the cleanser. So I mean, if you haven't been doing that, I guess this is a nice advice that I can give you. See, it's still absorbing. Just wanted to talk to you in the meantime. Yeah, and so I washed my face and I put all of my skincare products that I feel like are okay to put in the morning. Basically, most of them are okay to put in the morning, unless it's something like super, super heavy. You have to know your skin. If you know that, like for example, AHA exfoliant, the glycolic acid, it's not okay to put in the morning. You should use it at night. But if you have, for example, pores like me that are scary, because like I do sports a lot, and so I get these black spots, and so I have to use the salicylic acid serum by Paula's Choice. Let me show you. So it's this one right here. It's not their best seller. Their best seller is that gray one, but the gray one is kind of like a toner, and I don't like it. Like, I know that if you squeeze a pimple and apply that over top, then it fades out like in minutes. But this one does the same thing, except that this one has antioxidants as well, and it's 4% BHA, which is a lot. Like, it's twice as much as that thing that's their best seller or whatever. Let me show you. I have one. So this one, the BHA, right? The beta hydroxy acid, salicylic acid, whatever, alpha hydroxy acid. This is the glycolic acid, mandelic acid, whatever you want to call it. So this one, it's water soluble. So if you want to put it on, you put it on at night and you sleep with it, and then you wake up with your skin being exfoliated, again water soluble. So it's good for your like places where you have wrinkles. It lets all the dead skin cells come off, and then you don't have wrinkles anymore, basically. Whereas this one right here, the BHA, not AHA, BHA is oil soluble. So for example, if you have an oily scalp, you can put it on like even one day before washing your hair, and you'll notice over time that your scalp produces less oils. This thing, it's just better than any other BHA product because it has antioxidants, and it's like a serum, so it's thick. See, like I'm almost running out of it. It's thick, it's not liquid, and it has antioxidants, so it's more gentle. And so over top of all of my skincare routine, when everything has absorbed almost, I take this and I put it on the T-zone right here and on my chin. This is where I have those black spots that come up. They just come up all the time. But if I keep using this often, at least once daily, then I notice that I don't have as many. Like, my skin is pretty clear. I don't suffer from acne all that much. I have a pimple here and there once in a while. For example, here it's fading. There's like a little pimple. I did a video on YouTube about a huge pimple that I had. It was terrible. So I wanted to see if the world's most full coverage foundation would cover it. And it kind of did. I mean, it's up to you. You should watch it and see, like, find out for yourself. Anyway, if you do have acne, then you should look for a doctor that can help you with it if you have severe acne, not a pimple here and there. Sometimes that's just normal, because just trying to cover it up with foundation, I guess we all know by now that it just makes it worse. So it might be a hormonal issue, it might be a hygiene issue, so like change your bed sheets, make sure you use a cleanser twice daily and stuff like that, and use like a vitamin E and retinol that together actually, that will rebuild your skin barrier and stuff and help you to get rid of acne. So I guess this video is already too long, so go to part 2. It's gonna be on my on my channel and on my profile. I'll post it right away, just right after this one, so you'll find it there. And please follow me on TikTok, on Instagram. In my profile, there's 2 links, one to Instagram and one to my YouTube. So make sure you follow me on there, please. And we'll continue with the actual foundation. I feel like the primer is almost absorbed. Like, it's been almost 10 minutes of me talking. So yeah, I'm sorry it's been a long time, but I'm like this. Like, I just keep talking. Let me know if you want me to cover any of the other topics. Write your questions, concerns, comments in the comment section, and please like this video. It really helps the algorithm and it makes me very happy. Okay, I'll see you in part 2. This is part 2 of the most full coverage, long-lasting, impeccable, skin-like, very natural, and just overall perfect foundation routine. Part 1, I applied the primer, so go check it out. And I gave a lot of advices on how to use your skincare routine before you do your makeup, so that it just helps. Because otherwise you might be just doing the wrong skincare routine and you're just hurting yourself. So my trick here is to not to use a concealer at all, because they just don't perform as well. I use the Tirtir foundation, which I love. My shade is 21C Cool Ivory, and that is a base. On top of that, I use the world's most full coverage foundation, which is more full coverage than any concealer that you're gonna find at Sephora, and foundation too, I promise you. Even high pigment stuff, this is just bad, because it looks like skin if you use the right beauty blender. Like, not even beauty blender, I use the painted sponge by James Charles, and it's more high quality than a beauty blender. It's huge, so it's more comfortable to use, and it's just better, and it makes this full coverage stuff that was used in Hollywood originally. So this was made in Prague, in Czech Republic. Then Hollywood got the license for it, and they use it in movies, basically. So, you know, like actors, when they are filming from like early morning to late night, this is the Tirtir foundation. And I don't use the applicator because it's annoying. I just go in with my sponge. But before that, let me use my setting spray number 1, which is the airbrush flawless setting spray by Charlotte Tilbury. Just spray it on the beauty blender, and just dab, like where I wanted to stay longer. And then because my primer already dried, so it absorbed. And so if you want to know which primer and also advices about my skincare routine, you can go watch part 1. So basically, they used to use it on actors, and maybe they're still using it. See, this is already providing coverage, and this as a base will ensure that you don't get any irritation, because this is heavy duty. And so actors, they work from morning to night, usually like when they're filming a lot. They wake up like at 5 a.m. and then go to bed very, very late because they're filming all day long. And so you can imagine the amount of dark circles and other skin concerns that arise from that. And so to cover that up, a normal foundation usually is not enough. So they use this stuff, which is the Dermacol foundation. I don't know if you can see, I have 2 shades. They don't have a lot of shades, but they have from the lightest to the darkest skin tone. And if you want to find your perfect skin tone, which you should definitely do, because it's so full coverage that you won't be able to get away with something that is just close, it has to be perfect. So I got 2 shades that if I mix them together, I get the perfect thing. See, I can still see my dark circles after the Tirtir foundation, but it feels like skincare on my skin. It feels great. And so after that, I take these 2 shades. One of them is the lightest cool toned one, and the other one is the pinkiest one, like medium skin tone. If I mix them together, let me show you. Don't remember the exact numbers. This is the lightest one, but I need something more pink and a bit darker, so this is the darker one. In equal amount, more or less, it depends. Like if I'm more tan in the summer, I'll use more of the pinky one. If I'm less tan in winter, more of the white one. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I should put some white, more of that white one, I guess. Just a tiny little dot. I'll mix it in. Okay, so now let me just show you how good it is. And then it also depends on how you set it, so stick around. I don't know, there might be a part 3 to this video because it's taken a long time. I'm more used to film long videos for YouTube, so basically, so let me just blend this out for now. And the remaining on my hand, I'll pick it up later. I'm more used to filming long videos on YouTube, so excuse me and pardon me if I'm gonna have to film like 3 parts to one video on TikTok. But I mean, I like the idea of filming short videos, it's just that I find it harder, honestly. Now look at the skin. You can't see any blemishes, and after I set it, it's just gonna be there. But I can use even like more on top. The thing is that if you use just powder products for your contouring, blush, highlighter, then you can just go ahead and set it once you blended it out perfectly. But this time I'm filming some videos on YouTube, go check them out, or maybe just subscribe if they're not there yet, and check out the videos that are already there. Right now I'm gonna be testing, because I'm not a big fan of this, because I'm lazy basically. But right now I really want to do it, especially because Halloween is coming up and I want super snatched and chiseled cheekbones. So I'm gonna be doing wet contouring, and I'll film it for YouTube. See here, there's a blemish that's just not going away, so I'll mix a tiny bit more, just a tiny bit more of this like foundation, mix it up with my fingers, and put more here, put a lot more, and ever so gently blend it out. Well, just a little bit, it's fine. Now I applied a lot, so with the clean side of my sponge, I go over the perimeter of my face and I take some off to blend it into my natural skin tone, kind of. Same thing here, so that at least it's not a blunt line, you know what I mean? Okay, but go to part 3 because I see on the timer that it's just too long already. I'll show you what it looks like set and beautiful. So this is part 3 of the most full coverage, flawless, long-lasting, skin-like, perfect, basically perfect in every way, shape or form foundation routine. It's looking a bit ugly because I didn't set it yet, but as soon as I set it you'll see. Now, okay, so any setting powder that is translucent and works well for you, it's fine. I'm using the cheapest one right now, Revolution Translucent Setting Powder. Put a bit of it on the table, whatever it is, however much. And then I basically take fluffy brush. It's kind of like this, see? It's kind of like a beauty blender, but for powder. Just see what it does. It's kind of like, I don't know where I got it from, but if you get something similar, it's fine. So I just dip it into the powder aggressively, and right before setting, I obviously make sure that I am happy with what I did with my wet stuff, because once it's set, it is set, you know. And then gently, very gently, to make sure that it's an even layer, okay? Look at how beautiful my skin is looking now. Okay, if you wanna see the gorgeous contouring and blush that I did with the liquid products, the Hauslabs and Fenty Beauty, these 3 things that I used on my cheeks that are still there, go watch it on YouTube, or if they're not there yet, then subscribe. You'll see them in a couple of days, or maximum like a week and a half, you'll see them there. Okay, so now I'm doing this sweeping motion to remove any excess, to really make sure that the layer of powder is even. Because if you go with the powder puff immediately, even if you dab it off on your hand, the layer of powder will not be even, because powder, it sticks to the liquid. And so you want to be like gentle like that, and then swipe it off right away. And this is translucent, but I don't know why it still has coverage, because see what it's doing? It's kind of going over my blush and contouring and making them less visible. Which, whatever, it's fine. I did some contouring on the skin as well, so I'll set that in place. And before you set your face, make sure that you remove the excess off of your lips, brows, or wherever you need to remove the excess of foundation with a clean paper towel, like that. Then you want to bring a powder to do touch-ups around with you. So I love this one right here. This is the wrong shade. Okay, where is the one? This on Amazon. Okay, L'Oreal True Match powder. My shade is the lightest one and cool tone. It brightens like crazy. So let me just show you with. You can use it with a powder puff ideally, but I'm gonna take some on the thing, and I mean right now you can't really tell the difference, but it's just perfect. Okay, so let me take a powder puff. Then I also use the translucent one by Kiko Milano, the same one, but it's the most full coverage one that matches my skin tone, to give the skin more of a skin appearance look. It depends on the day, because for example in winter, let's swipe some off. In winter the skin tends to be a bit more dry, so you might want to use a creamier foundation powder that you bring around with you. Don't bring a translucent touch-up powder, because if some of your foundation comes off and you see like redness or just a different kind of skin tone underneath, then you really want something that gives you coverage to touch it up. Now this is a bit creamy, so it's always going to give you a velvet finish. This one on the other hand, the L'Oreal powder, which in the drugstore looks like this. it's the same thing. On Amazon it's cheaper, by the way. This one gives you both coverage and it's super thin, lightweight, and so it kind of dries you out. So in summer it's perfect. In winter it depends. If you have super dry skin, then you might perhaps want to use something more that gives you a velvet finish, whatever. So now I'm gonna finish touching up my face with the powder puff and this L'Oreal powder, which I really love, making sure that it's all super even. And then I'm gonna use the, I guess the star of the show, which is the, I never used it before, it's my first time trying it, by Patrick Star, okay, the one size setting spray. I'm gonna use it before I do my bronzer, highlighter, blush, or maybe should I use it afterwards? Let me come back to it. Okay, you guys, so now that I reinforced my powders, I put a little bit of the Lois lip gloss on my lips to moisturize them. I actually used the clean paper towel to remove more of my powder, foundation, whatever off of my eyebrows, my birthmark, and my lips. Okay, then I used the TooFaced blush in the shade Candy Clouds, yes. So yeah, that's the shade. Then the Hauslabs bronzer, whatever, you can go look it up on YouTube. And so now, for the first time, I really hope it doesn't ruin it, because I did so much work. It's been like over an hour of me doing these things on my face. I can't find it. Where did I put it? So there it is, you guys. I got the travel size just to try it out. If I like it, I'll get the full size. It's more convenient, obviously. Say a prayer for me, okay? Okay, it's not ruining my makeup at all, thank God, because, for example, the Charlotte Tilbury one or any other one, it has drops, like little drops that you can then see all over your face. It's there, kind of like freckles all over your face. It's not nice. This one, it's like a hairspray, so it doesn't leave anything. Now, hopefully I sprayed enough. I feel like I did. Once it dries down, my makeup shouldn't go anywhere. So yeah, I guess I'm happy with that. And here's your guide. This is the finale of part 3 to the most wonderful, gorgeous, long-lasting, full coverage. As you can see, if you look at part 1, the before, this is after, okay? Oh, and my highlighter, I forgot to put, I have to put highlighter right after I put setting spray, okay? So this is the Saks Fifth Avenue brush. This is the R.E.M Beauty highlighter in Miss Mercury. Matches my skin tone perfectly. Let me just spray it in more. Okay. And it doesn't have any glitter in it, but it shines like crazy. So look at that. Okay, and I put it all the way here because I want it to look kind of like a heart here. And more on this side as well. Tiny bit on the tip of the nose and in the center of my right here, collarbone. If you're wearing like an open top, you can put it all over your chest. It's gonna look gorgeous. Okay, that concludes my guide to the perfect foundation. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. Let me know if you watched all the 3 parts. Please share this video, like it, comment something down below, etc, etc. It will really help me with my algorithm, obviously, and make me very happy. Also follow me here and subscribe to all of my YouTube channels, and follow me on Instagram as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that helps and that you try it out and it works for you. Bye.